You mentioned Gene Bertensini.
Yeah.
Was he playing regularly around town for a while when you were coming up?
Well, I remember. Well, I got to meet him when I was, man, I was 16. I went to the Eastman summer workshop, and that's where I met Larry Goldings. Actually, he was a student there, and but Gene was the guitar teacher there, and he was just the greatest. I was really, new to everything, just trying to learn how to follow charts and, not just play blues on everything. Like I didn't know how to put it together at all, and he was very patient with me and taught me some really, worked on some songs with me, and just to see him play, it was so melodic and graceful and just beautiful feeling and everything. The touch that he had, he was just, a great role model. To say, oh yeah, that's the kind of finesse you can play with, and he was so encouraging. But he did say, as he tells all students, play your scales up each string. Take C major and play, they'll start the lowest note in the scale, which ends up being, there's New York City out there.
Yeah.
Ends up being, the modes of C major. You can start on every open string and just play the scale up each string. There's no hurry. Just tell yourself what note you're playing while you do it, and learn the guitar going this way. And that really, I took that to heart.
What
And,
what does that do for you as a guitar player?
well, I just think, I mean, you still can deal with positions, and I was learning positions too. And he knows that he also stressed that that's also a very practical thing, is to play the scale
Yeah.
in a few frets, of course. But you have to know, the danger is you just learn where to put your fingers, and then wherever it's the same thing with chords. Like you just get the grip of the chord, the shape, and then put your hand down on the A, and that's A whatever. So, as opposed to thinking, what are the notes that I want to play in this chord, and where are they on the instrument? So, it's funny. The guitar, kind of. I don't want to say it's ignorance. It's just another way of grappling with the beast that it is. Which is to kind of rely on shapes and grips. But there is a little bit of ignorance that goes with it, because I saw a guitar player tell a guy how to play A7. It was like, you just get your A major chord, you play the A bar chord, then you take your pinky off. So that's implying that a seventh chord is like a major chord with something taken away, when really it's actually a major chord, major triad, with the seventh added. So if you're getting your wires crossed about what music is, you could be playing for 20 years like that, and still have that concept of, what does my pinky do? As opposed to trying to think about, what is music, how does it function, how does it work? And you have to go to a keyboard for that, because there it is in two dimensions.
Uh-huh.
But I think Gene Bertensini's, anyone who advises, horizontal playing, is just so that you don't get stuck in those positions, and you're continually looking at each string as its own little keyboard, in a way.
Right.
So you have the visual aid of black and white notes, and you have six or maybe more, going down, and it's like looking out of a window,
Yeah.
a high building, like, oh my god, this vertigo feeling. And so to ease ourselves or not look down, like, we get all these shapes that are very comforting, and we just play within the shape.
Right.
So
Right.
he was a great model in that, and when I watched him play, he was free. He would go up and down and look for. There's something really nice about reaching for an interval and feeling the distance. Like a trombone player, like, that's low, that's the high notes. If you're gonna play, play it
Yeah.
on one string if you can fit it, and just reach for that interval, as opposed to that's skipping across four strings. But feel the interval, feel the jump. That's kind of a long one, but at least you're just kind of like, how many strings do I want to skip across? Maybe if I can get it to sound not so much like a penny whistle, and I can put it on one string, and it just gives you options. And what you're thinking is, what is the music of that phrase, starting on the approach to the fifth, and jumping the octave to the sixth. So basically you have but it's spaced over the octave, which is the genius of the song. If it was, it wouldn't be a heavy tune at all. Johnny Hodges wouldn't have as much fun with that. He says,
Right.
and then the jump back down is just, that's not the song.
Right.
And then, so it's just like, it gives you that interval right away, and it's just like kind of understanding the architecture of the song is to like, let me just not find the easiest way to play those notes, but just to feel like this is what the guy wants. He wants the singer or whoever's playing it to, make that jump right away. It's like, attention getting
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah.
And then it goes on from there, and it's just very comforting,
Huh.
It's constructed. But I think guitar players, they're looking at, each little four fret thing as like a little, like a high-rise building that has everything. It's just like walk outside and, go in every direction and just get the lay of the land that way.